Okay, let's do it. Hello guys, I'm Alex. Today from a very, very special place in London, a floating perfume laboratory. Yes, a Lab Onboard with the founder and perfumer of a very young niche perfume house, born just recently this year in 2024. I'm having a special visit today with William, who will tell us how and why his interest for perfumery started and his particular point of view about scents, frequencies, energy, vibration, and the universe. If you resonate with this, please stay with me and let's go straight to the questions I prepared for him. William, thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for your invite to this amazing lab on board. And yeah, how are you doing today?
I am so good today. I was just remarking that we are all on the greens today. We are on brand, on trend, enjoying the verdant colour that is green, and I'm very excited that you've come aboard. It's not an easy place to find, but it's worth it, I hope.
Yeah, it was a bit difficult.
A secret. It's a secret.
It's a
secret location.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I would like you to tell me how the idea of building this lab on board started. Because it's so.
You know, I'm so lucky. For a long time, I've had the boat for 18 years. For about 6-7 years, I lived on the boat when I was starting out in London, and the boat has been many different things, but it gave me an ability to build a very special creative space where I could experiment with our small laboratory that we have on board, so that I could produce, for me, with some of the best ingredients from the world, some really interesting ingredients that we could use with our nose, Pia, and her partner Nick, and we could start to create something together. And I have to say, just being in this boat, it takes your mind to a different place.
Yeah,
you are just here,
yes.
just moving, and time to think, and
flowing.
It's so amazing. I'm so lucky.
Yes, you are indeed. William, I'm interested in fragrances in general, of course, but lately, particularly in this relationship between the smells and how they affect our emotions and energy. Even increasingly, also, I'm getting interested in the energies and how they the place they have in us as human beings.
Yes.
So that's why one of the most fascinating things I found about your project, all your process in this perfumery world was that you talk a lot about this relationship between scents and the vibrations and frequencies and energies. Could you tell me a bit more about this?
I guess it starts with when we start making the fragrances from the very beginning. And also it starts with our name. So Vallense comes from the word valence.
Okay.
And valence is the description of the relationship between atoms and molecules. And they also use it to describe the relationship between people. So this is what we do. We are making some chemistry here. And everything that we do, right from the production at the beginning through to when you squirt and that spray spritzes out, it's all vibrations. Okay? And we believe heavily that if we start and we aim to give these good vibrations, this positivity from the beginning of when we are making our fragrances and our base ingredients through to that production, that whole transitional journey, it's all there. Within our fragrance, there are some little treats for people to find, from the bottle itself and plaque and amulet. We have and we believe heavily in this Chalmadian numerology that talks to us about the name Valens. Valence, in that kind of like beginning idea, turns into Valens because we explore this idea of valence turning into the valley of the senses. And what's incredible about the valley of the senses is that it gives us this autonomy to get ingredients, not just from real places where we have visited the farmers and we have a great relationship with them, but also this idea that we can go into our mind and we can go to this wonderful space, and the valley of the senses can be anywhere in the world, the universe, or anything. So it really gives us this ability to kind of explore, and so we like this limitless possibility.
Yeah, and I see the bottles are also very like 100% handcrafted. And
yes.
Also, you mentioned before this amulet or talisman.
Yes.
That it can be used also as you are using it yourself.
You know, it's a small gift when the fragrances release.
Yeah.
That if you want to, and you've finished the bottle, very simply with a knife that you would put butter on toast, this amulet comes off, and we have a little mantra on the back of spirit, sun, source. That is just for this collection an idea that we are saying to ourselves, this is our mantra for this collection, and we find this useful for us.
Yes, and also these are the three names of the three different
fragrances.
Correct,
yes.
Spirit, sun, and source.
And sometimes we invite good spirit into our life. We start to look at the sun and that energy, and we then go back to the source, and we kind of have those discussions of where that might be. So it's a provocative series of names that hopefully inspire people, which we find quite interesting. And we hope other people would like to come on the journey with us.
And could you tell me something else about the inspiration behind every single fragrance? Behind sun, behind the source, and behind the spirit?
Would you like to, should we have a little nose now at the same time?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. So, it's good to explain it this way. You must forgive me because I have samples to test with.
It's okay.
As we film this, they are filling the bottles this week as we film it.
Yes.
So I'm very excited. So we have the very first one, which we will have a look at for you. And the first one is called Spirit. Now, Spirit is very green, and it embodies this idea. First of all, my background is I used to make spirits, gin, vodka, rum.
You were telling me off camera.
And this idea was almost to start your day with this idea of being in a good spirit, finding those good spirits. We also talked a little bit about that.
Yes.
Finding good spirits is always good, kind of like as a protection. And this one is unusual because we have here the beginning of a journey with some mint and musk, and with that mint and musk, our nose here, she created something so positive and fresh because she takes some of these menthol mint elements and the musk, this beautiful Vallense musk that she created. These two don't want to see each other, but she built a bridge to bring them together, which is this petrichor accord idea, which is like being in a northern European rainforest. After the rain, the sun is coming up, and it has
super fresh,
very fresh, and that consistency, and genius that Pia does. Taking some of the inspirations that we have made and showed her, and then taking them on this journey with a fragrance that never stands still. It's always evolving, and you've got some really interesting notes there to kind of like dig down on. So that is the first one with Spirit. It's quite an interesting one. Then we go to our next in the collection. This one takes us on another journey. So we find ourselves with Sun, and Sun is quite explanatory because it is as simple as being in the sun. And it should, sometimes when we live in London, we don't have very much sun.
We don't have sun even.
We don't have sun, not this year.
I think this one have some white flowers.
Absolutely, yes.
Somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sun,
I love white flowers.
fruity, floral.
I love this one.
Big hit of that green mandarin. Passion fruit is coming through there. Creamy tuberose. Frangipani. But this is the kicker. You're now with sun on a beach somewhere. You're lying down.
Somewhere, not in London.
No, definitely not in London. You can feel the heat on your skin. You can see and smell the sea somewhere over there. Possibly, you might be drinking a pina colada. You're very relaxed. You're having a good time.
That's fantastic.
But what's very clever about this, and again, the nose, she's incredible. Very lucky. It dries down into this incredible green basil note, and you get this top note, sort of fruity, floral, okay, but not as fruity or floral as some things out there. This is quite adult, very reserved, very measured, very balanced, but it dries into this exquisite kind of green note and opens up and keeps moving and keeps moving. Like with all of the fragrances, we talk about this sort of this vibration, this vibrancy to what we're looking at. They are always evolving, and that longevity, and they keep kind of like moving and moving and moving.
Itself,
Yes.
Yeah.
And then finally, we go to our returning to the source. And again, this mythical idea of we're now in a temple, and we've gone back to this temple. And in a linear sense, spirit, morning, sun, it's a languid afternoon, source, it's after midnight.
Okay.
Something is happening. You are having a good time. And this idea of a classic combination, but reworked in a way that we think is quite interesting.
The oud.
Big Bulgarian rose, fleshy. But the oud is not only the oil, but that idea of smoking those pieces of oud, and these levels of spices that are dancing on that fragrance.
There are a lot of spices, yes. A lot of spices, a lot of smokiness, like you told me before, like barn wood, like some kind of bokhur.
Yes, totally. And very interesting, because when we see with all these fragrances, all of the ingredients that we used and we made, you can start to pick out those ingredients that are in here that we were kind of, processing, and then very interesting that the alcohol base for everything has this holy grass that we explained about before, that is in all the fragrances, and it lifts it a little bit.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about it, because I read somewhere that you use a very special, a very different alcohol base, and it gives to all your fragrances kind of sweetness and earthiness.
Yes.
To the scent.
Yes.
And how do you do it? Can you tell me something?
Yeah,
about
totally. There was a grass that grows in Northern Europe, as far as Canada, even parts of China, and it was called holy grass.
Holy grass, and it's called like this?
Yes.
Okay.
On my channel, I did a video, and there is the Latin name, so if anybody's interested, go back and have a look. And this grass, they would take it, and they would put it on the floor of churches, and when you walk on it, it gives you coumarin, vanilla, it's halite. There were also people that kind of like used it, and they had mattresses, and they would put the grass in the mattress or in the pillows, and it would smell very fresh. And it's unusual to find an ingredient in Northern Europe that has these vanilla characteristics, but we found it, and it's the base of the first collection. We are looking at the next collection, and we will use a different base again, So this is one of the parts of the journey for Vallense that we kind of like try to encourage people to come on the journey with us, that we are always looking for these different elements that are going to give a unique quality. And look, it takes a lot of time, and it could be easier to just get some normal alcohol.
Yeah, of course.
But the difference is there's a subtlety there that's very unique, and I personally find it really interesting.
Yeah, of course. And William, tell me, talking about the alcohol base and the ingredients, what are your most liked ingredients and the most challenging ingredients for you?
So obviously the holy grass we talked about, that was lovely to discover, a really interesting journey. But taking a very simple ingredient through our supercritical CO2 extraction process on board was using ginger.
Okay.
The ginger that we created with the CO2 was unlike any ginger that I had been offered in terms of ingredients, and the ginger had this heat. I have to use this word, I'm sorry. It was sexy. It was lemon and orange. It had a little bit of kind of like this unfiltered quality. The oil from the ginger, just by itself, you could wear and you would feel magical.
Okay.
The ginger sparkles. It's in sun, and it's just exceptional. Difficult. Vetiver.
Really?
Oh my gosh. The vetiver, when you were working with it, with scissors and chopping it up, it's almost like it was fighting. It was fighting back. I think it broke my scissors. Like when I was trying to chop it like this, like my scissors were like, oh, I can't do this, it's tough.
Yeah.
That one was was quite a tough one to process, and I'm still trying to figure out ways to make that and extract the best. In the same way, we had a good relationship and a bad relationship with frankincense. Like that was, that's also working in progress. But yes, so that is a few things that we worked on. But the results, when we work on all of these ingredients, the success rate is 4%. Which means 96% of the time, we're failing. We're trying. So
patience.
There's a lot of patience. But it's when something happens and it works, it's like you can't believe the feeling inside. It's like wow, hallelujah. I'm very happy.
Good. Okay. Okay. And tell me. As everybody knows, the environment is an increasing importance in our society. So, absolutely, definitely, the sustainability is changing the perfume industry. How do you deal with it?
You know, I think for the smaller brands, it can be a bit challenging just because of the resources involved. I think there are things that we would like to do, but we might be limited by our budgets, to be able to do sort of certain things. I think what happens with the larger brands, with their refills and their kind of their approach is fantastic. From my point of view, I have, with all of the ingredients I get, visited about 80% of the farms where we get the ingredients from. I've met some people, we have a good relationship, there's a sustainability in that. I am still working, full disclosure, on trying to find a way to recapture the CO2 to make it a circular CO2, supercritical CO2 extraction. So I'm a bit guilty of that. We're on a boat, so our footprint is quite low. We're pretty low in that respect, but I think it's really interesting. And then I think, look, I'm new, so I can't tell anybody what to do, but I think if there's an authenticity and an honesty and a transparency to what people are doing, big companies, small companies, I think that's probably the best way.
And tell me, there's any perfumer particularly special for you, and why?
I'm going to stick with, for me, having met quite a few, I love working with Pia, the nose who's been working on Vallense.
Yeah.
The reason is that technically she's brilliant, she has a great imagination. We seem to get on quite well, there's this nice synergy, which is always good. She rises to the challenge of me going to visit her and saying, I have this ingredient that I have made. Yeah. And she's like, oh, well, how am I going to make this work? And she just makes it work, and it's incredible. And I have to say, working with the nose for Vallense, who we met, I've met quite a few noses, but Pia Long, who's been working with Vallense, has been phenomenal. It's been, I think, I'm going to speak from my point of view, a nice journey, very collaborative. From me creating and I guess asking if we could move in certain directions for the fragrances, approaching her with some weird ingredients, and seeing her work and take combinations that maybe, like spirit, don't live together naturally, but she built bridges to connect these things together.
I see.
And these ideas, it's been, I think, a really interesting journey, and I am particularly grateful. But I think everybody within the team, whether it's Pia, her partner Nick, my partner Clorinda, who's phenomenal, or my partner in real life who also helps, Andrea, we just seem to find this great little team, and sometimes it happens. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Not always, but this time it really works, so it's good.
William, we are almost finished.
Yeah.
And I would like you to describe me in 2 or 3 words Vallense as a concept. What's the Vallense message for the customers?
Wow. I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
2 or 3 words.
Let's bring those words. They're going to come to me. They're going to come to me. First of all, discovery. Okay? This will take you on a journey.
Discovery. Interesting.
The second is authenticity. We are bringing things in the way that fragrance houses used to.
Okay.
Where we are taking ingredients from plants that you can touch and smell and feel. They were grown. You process. You use. You can see this whole part of the journey.
Authenticity.
And I hope you can see with every bottle that there is just love and attention.
Love.
So much passion has gone into this. From the liquid, the ingredients, through to every bottle is hand painted by me.
Okay.
So for the first collection they are completely different.
So every single bottle
bottle is every brush stroke is different, like a fingerprint. Completely different.
There's any new project at Vallense, anything that you want to share with the people who are watching us? Like, I don't know, I hear there's somewhere something about September.
Oh, we haven't even launched, okay? We are launching very soon. We are looking at the next collection. For next year there will be another 3 that we're working on now. Vallense is all about scent. So we are creating some really interesting things in this space, possibly for your home, possibly to do with other things that are, I think, really different and have not been done before. So those are the things. And I am so excited that I will be at Pitti in September.
Okay.
So if anybody's there, come and say hello.
Pitti, Florence.
Pitti, Florence.
You can smell their fragrances.
Yes, send us a line. We'll get an appointment. We've got a little studio, so come and say hello. I will be with my partner Clorinda, and I can't wait to show people things.
Absolutely fascinating. William Borrell, thank you so much for having me here today for this special invitation to visit this unique, amazing, floating perfume laboratory. And I don't know, I wish you the best in your new projects. And let me just tell you something, because your surname is Borrell.
Yes.
And I'm Catalan from Spain.
Oh.
And Borrell in Catalan is Borrell actually, and it's a Catalan surname. And I think you don't have Catalan background. So why?
Maybe I have Catalan blood.
Yes.
It's somewhere in there from the Catalan Duke. Borrell. I think there's something.
Borrell, even there are some roads and streets in Barcelona called Borrell, because Borrell it was an aristocrat.
Yes.
A Catalan aristocrat there. So I was surprised when I saw that your surname was Borrell. So yeah.
I need to go to see you in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a fortune.
Maybe,
a secret, a family that I didn't know about.
Heritage.
Yeah, a heritage of nobility. I love it.
And you can invest in this amazing project.
Thank you for the insight. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for you coming today.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed so much the visit. It's so unique, the place, and I can't wait to see the launch of your fragrances.
Thank you.
Okay, the best for you.
Thank you.
Okay, we finished. But
we're definitely on the greens today. It's perfect.
Yeah,
on brand.
Amazing.
This is a good green. Very good green.
Green.
Yes.
Everything is green.
Yes. We have a good. And rise to the challenge of me passing to her.
Wait. We will just
some Italian Eros Ramazzotti.
Yes.